Hey there, welcome to Board Game Barrister, our local game shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is Tuesday once more, and it's December, so we're still doing some special Tuesday game tables, and today we are talking about New Year's Eve games. Just the right picks for your New Year's Eve get-togethers with your family, friends, or whoever else you might be playing with. I'm here with my fellow barristers, Elizabeth, Gordon, and Glenn, and I am Andy. We're going to start talking about these right now. Alright, here we go. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can think about what makes a good New Year's game, and today we are specifically going to look at the number of players that you might be playing with at your New Year's gathering. We're going to look at a number of games that we have played before on this very table, and then we are going to play a couple that we have never played before on this table. We're going to jump right into it, starting with a game that we think is amazing for 2 to 4 players, which happens to be exactly how many players it plays, and this game is Buildzi.
Buildzi. I love Buildzi. It's a fast-paced building game, and you've got all these little blocks you're stacking up based on these cards. They're going to come tumbling down, or you can be a jerk like I was to Ian and kind of shoot your block into his and knock his down. After we were done, of course. But great, just like I said, fast-paced fun. There is a team mode as well, which is also super silly. I love this one.
Mm-hmm. And that is a great game for kids, families, any age can play Buildzi.
Absolutely.
So that's one of the reasons we love it the most. Great. We're going to look at a game that starts to get good once you've got a third person at the table, and that one is Everybody Knows. Now you can play way more than 3 players with this as well.
Oh, yeah. Another kind of fast-paced game. You're going to be asked 10 questions that are pretty much questions that everyone should know the answer to. Maybe you miss a few. And what I love about this is that people will often spend too much time thinking about that one question, that they waste too much of their time because they're like telling us, I know this, I know this, I know this, but you might not, because occasionally they'll slip something in that is just obscure enough, like how many elements are there on the periodic table? Compared to what's the yellow condiment on a hot dog? That one's easy. You should be able to guess mustard, but how many people know that's 118 elements, I think? I could be wrong.
Very impressive.
Thankfully, the card gives you the answer as well, in case you didn't know mustard or 118. So
sometimes the fact just leaves your brain and you don't know it because of that.
Yep.
We have not played this one before, so we're going to try a couple rounds now. Why don't I jump into the hot seat first here?
All right, Elizabeth, you going to read them some questions?
Alrighty.
Everybody knows these answers.
I'll keep score for you.
Everybody.
Thanks.
Do you have 60 seconds?
I can pass, right?
Sure, yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
If the information has left my brain.
When the timer slipped out, I'll read the first question.
And go.
A piece of lace worn on the head, sometimes covering the face of a bride.
A veil.
A tool used to unclog a toilet.
A plunger.
What does the M stand for in ATM?
Machine.
What's the name for the people who are selected to help try a court case?
Jurors.
These large melons, green on the outside, red on the inside. Staple picnic
Watermelon.
food. Where do you put the key when starting the car?
In the ignition.
Hairstyle of long hair pulled back and secured with an elastic.
Ponytail.
Rounded cloth on a rod which is held over the head to avoid rain or intense
Umbrella.
sunlight. And expressing appreciation by repeatedly hitting one's palms together.
Applauding. Clapping.
Yeah. A spirit without a body that is roaming the earth.
A ghost.
You got
I
there.
got a nice card.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
A pleasant card. Woo!
10 points.
10
for Andy.
points.
All right, Glenn.
well,
Glenn in the hot seat.
I'm
No
not
pressure.
going to beat Andy. I know that. But let's see if I can at least tie him.
All right, we have a bad track record of asking each other questions, so let's see if we
do.
can't get this going here. All right. And used in a baseball game to hit the ball.
Bat.
What kind of animal was Bullwinkle?
Moose.
I pledge blank to the flag.
Allegiance.
Light rain.
Drizzle.
What punctuation mark is used for a pause within a sentence?
Comma.
It goes into the chrysalis and comes out a butterfly.
Caterpillar.
If you redo work that's already been done, what are you said to have reinvented?
The wheel.
A bag with straps meant to go over each shoulder. Common.
Backpack.
A special feature around planets like Saturn.
Rings.
Rockabye baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will. Oh,
Rock.
no.
When the
yeah.
bow
Good.
breaks.
There you are. There you are.
We have some reading problems.
Yes.
here.
Well, I was just going with the flow, and the actual clue was Rockabye baby in the treetop, when the wind blows, this will rock. That's what I was supposed to read. But
Cradle of Love.
there
Billy
you
Idol.
are.
Good work
Great.
out there.
I was going to say that we clearly won because we were going faster, but then we clearly weren't going faster at the end. So there you are.
Felt great. Awesome. That is our game for 3 or more players.
Right.
So we are going to look at once you have got a 4th player at the table. I have picked 2 for this. The one I've got here with me now is the crew. We have talked about this before, we've played this before, we love this game. This is a trick-taking game where you are going to have cooperative missions. Everybody is working together to accomplish certain tasks, like getting the 8 pink card to a certain player, or having one player get 0 yellow cards. There are 2 different versions of the game. The crew, the quest for Planet 9 was the first of the 2, and the crew mission Deep Sea is the second of the 2. Both are totally standalone. You can pick and choose whether you want to go to space or go under the ocean, and we love both pretty equally. Very good thinky game for 4 or 5 players. You can play with 3 as well, and that's what we did, and we had a great time with it, so it's really good for that entire range. We have also got Wing It if you want to have a bit of a sillier New Year's rather than a thinkier New Year's.
Wing It is good for 4 to 7 players, and this is a storytelling game. We'll be presented with a bizarro predicament that we must solve, and each of us has these random items to ostensibly help us. You got to take a couple of these random items and put together a imaginary solution and tell everyone how you solve that problem with that odd assortment of tools at your disposal.
What did you solve the wall of molasses with?
Oh boy.
There were ballet shoes involved.
Ballet shoes and a whiteboard so I could detail out the
There
plan
was
while
the
this
whiteboard.
molasses wall slowly moves towards you. Finding out later that molasses wall actually was moving really fast historically.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So those are your 4-player picks if you've got 4 at the table. Moving on, we have got a 5-player game. I think I have a 5-player game. All right. Hues and Cues is yet another one that we haven't played at this table before. We are going to play it at the end of this video. This is a game to do with color. You can see on the box there are colors all over it, and this is effectively what the board looks like in this game. Every round of the game, we've got a clue giver who's trying to score themselves some points by describing one of these colors. They get assigned one at random, and they have to think of a single word that they think represents that color, whether that is chameleon or sky or egg or whatever else they might choose. Everybody else is going to pick one of these squares and then hope that that square is close to the correct answer, so they score some points as well. Then the clue giver gets to give a second clue that is 2 words this time, and everybody gets a second pick. The closer you get, the more points you might score, and the more people get close, the more points the clue giver scores. So we will play that in a couple of minutes here, but that is our pick for 5 players this New Year's. Moving on to 6. We have another game we have played. This one is Wavelength.
Right. Wavelength is one of my favorite new games of the year. It's good for 2 to 12 people, so you can either play cooperatively as just one group, or you can have 2 teams. So if you have a lot of people, it's great as a team game. We are going to try to target a certain area on the wheel, kind of like a game of darts, if you will, but I must get you to target that area by giving you a clue, and that clue must be on the scale of this to that, and they will change with each round. So on the scale of meal to snack, on the scale of easy to pronounce or hard to pronounce, and it's you gotta think creatively, and it's just a really fun time to hear everybody argue about where they think that target is.
Played this with my family on Thanksgiving. We had 7 people split into 2 teams, 3 and 4, and it surprised me, but it was the game that I have had the least pushback on from the people who are like no, I don't really want to play a game, because each person's participation on their team is so, there's no pressure. You can chime in when you need to, and everybody was able to approach this one really easily, so we loved it. We'll play that every year, I think. So. Okay.
hot dogs are a sandwich.
That's so, yep. So we're black bean burgers. And finally, we're going to cap this out at 7 or more players with a game that goes all the way up to 7, and that game is Fangs.
Rawr. Alrighty, so Fangs is a team game. You are either on Team Werewolf or you are on Team Vampire. And like any good team game, you just want to kill the other team, right? That's what you want to do. The thing is that you don't know who else is on your team, and so you don't know who to attack. This is what we call a hidden identity game and a social deduction game. And what I really like about this is that it plays out over a number of phases. So in the early part of the game, you're just trying to collect some information. Who's on my team? Who's the enemy? All right. Then eventually you start to piece things together and people get revealed. Now what's cool is that when you get revealed, we all know whether you're Team Vampire or Team Werewolf, but you also get a special power. And you didn't have that special power while you were hidden. So now, as people get revealed at different points in time, we enter this middle phase of the game that's really kind of cool. And then at the end, when everybody's been revealed, now it's just an all-out battle of which team can win. Now, I also said that you've got vampires and you've got werewolves. There are also humans, and the humans don't want any part in this. They just want to keep their heads down and survive till the end of the game. So I really like the interplay between that early part of discovery, right? And then you are learning some things, and then you are acting on those things, and then finally, okay, now it's bam, get it done. And I really love what this game accomplishes in that space.
Team Vampire.
Yeah, I like how it has sort of like a, the win conditions for each team depends on who you are.
Yep. All right. Well, those are our picks. We're going to give you a little bit of a show with Hues and Cues and see how that plays and whether we're good at describing colors or not. So, okay, here is Hues and Cues. As I said, we have got a board with a ton of colors on it. I think it's something like 420 or 480 colors or something like that. The clue giver every round is going to get a card that looks like this, that looks like this, and they're going to choose one of those 4 colors that they would like to describe this round, and we're off to the races. So, who would like to go first here?
Great.
All right.
Fantastic. And I can just pick whichever one of these I think is viable, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. And I can say one word?
You get one word for your first clue. Yep.
Ooh. Now that I'm kind of seeing what colors are surrounding that spot, makes it kind of...
Yeah, sometimes it takes till that second clue.
Cool. Let me see. Let me compare my options here. Boy, these all look so hard.
It's a game of subtleties, nuances. Plum versus... I don't know, it's another purple thing.
Alright, well,
Yeah, Plum versus Grimace.
I will say lime.
Lime. Alright, first guess over here. It's probably in like up here.
Well, we
I
know that
don't know where you're buying your lines, but I got to tell you something that you might be shocked about.
Okay. Doesn't it jump a little? Oh man, it depends how ripe it is.
Yep.
Sure, I'm gonna go a little greeny, a little greenier. All right.
Now, when I say my second 2-word clue, do I have to include the
Do
lime
not.
clue? All right.
Totally separate.
I was prepared to.
Red
I
line.
was prepared to give it a
Red
qualifier.
lime. Everybody.
in the coconut.
Yeah.
In those
Three
words.
Now, of course, I can't think
In
of
a-
anything else, so I'm just going to go ahead and say dusty lime.
Dusty lime.
Yes, it'll be the new Vogue color next year, to replace dusty rose.
I'm actually gonna check. I think we might go in reverse order this time.
Well,
Kind of makes sense. I
Yeah, it
think
does
you
make
get
sense, yeah.
not left out in the cold. If you are the first guesser.
I dimly recall that. I haven't played this for a while.
Otherwise, Glenn just gets to take the best spot in both rounds.
Following the same guidelines noted as before. So you have to set the pace, but you also get first dibs.
A dusty lime.
Dusty lime.
Indeed.
Dusty lime.
It's been
We all
sitting
know
there a while.
that's a famous drink in.
This remains,
Well,
so
there
you
we
can
go.
still
Just
score
add your
points off
second
that.
cone.
Yeah.
Okay. A dusty lime. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, we gotta just get dustier out here. I like it. I'm gonna hang out with you here, I think. Okay,
Excellent.
and now you lower the scoring tray. Oh, don't leave me in the cold. I want some points.
What?
Wait.
What? No.
The dusty lime category.
Aw.
Excellent. Man, we should have checked all the scoring. Now, you get 1 point for everyone who's within the frame.
1 point for me.
You get 1 point for being along the edge of the frame. So Glenn Purple gets 1 point. And then I jumped just inside, but wasn't perfect, so I get a second point.
What color are you?
I'm green. 2 points for me, please. Okay. Well done, Dusty Lime. Everybody get your pieces. And Glenn is our clue giver.
Dusty lime.
Yeah.
I was really struggling because, I think, I look at the color on my card, I could describe it as thus. And then I look on the board and all the things that are surrounding it, I'm like, well, maybe not.
Yeah.
What makes that spot unique from its neighbors?
The lime section.
See, I was going for Dusty because, it's more...
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I scored any points.
That's why I went up.
I liked it.
Because I.
That would be unripe lime, would be this side.
Yeah. Just clear the dust.
Okay.
Grimace.
Hey,
Nice.
so pleased. I'm hopping right on this one.
Oh, I'm just gonna go right next to you
You
there.
guys are too pink. He's totally down here.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
All right, and then a second one.
I know. We didn't give you any time to plan.
Nail polish.
Oh,
But that's all of them.
okay. I want to go. I'm doubling down on the pink.
I wanted to
Yeah,
go.
I
Well,
wanna
I'm
go
gonna
the
go
redder
as close
side.
as I can. All right, that's.
Glenn meant the expression grimace, not grimace. We're all supposed to be over
No.
here somewhere.
No, his second clue was really quite good. If you're paying attention.
I wasn't.
I don't know. I
But
don't know.
you played like you were paying attention.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna hedge my bets over here.
See, I thought. Yeah. But I didn't want to be like, could you put your.
Oh, look at all those points.
Oh. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, but everybody scores on both cones, which is awesome.
Right there, F29.
Oh, I
Very
wasn't paying
cool.
attention.
Oh, look at all those points.
Great.
I was going off memory.
That's also why I put my hand
Yeah,
Yeah,
down.
no, I know, and I was
Present.
waiting, and then you brought them up at one point, like, aha, okay, that's my, and then Andy took the spot I wanted.
Alrighty, so Glenn, right out of the gates, gets 4 points for 4 cones in the rack. Gordon and I will both score 4 points for 2 on the inside edge.
Oh, I'm on the board.
And Elizabeth scores 2 points for 2 on the outside edge.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well clued, well clued.
There's a lot of purples on there.
Yeah.
I usually have a really hard time picking up these cones, but today I'm doing good.
Yeah. That's,
One. Oh, thank you. Way ahead of me. Wow. These are totally
Wow?
nondescript.
Right.
Yeah. Totally nondescript.
That's a wow color.
It's a water wow.
What things are colors?
I mean, it's really difficult if you end up having to give a clue like sky because, man, that just changes. So many options.
I'm going to just default into the one I used on our quick little 2-minute video on this one, and I'm going to go right out of the gates with spearmint.
And I'm first on this?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to get many points this
I
time.
don't know. I don't know what spearmint is. Is that? It's not winter. I'm just gonna go there. That's gonna be my spearmint.
That's so wrong.
That's assuming that I'm right.
That does. You have a really great point with there. That's probably wrong too.
I don't know if he's thinking.
Intergreen Land over there. I don't know.
Now I know this color. I've seen it before.
Okay.
Where have I seen it before?
On the various brands of food packaging.
Jeez.
Based on this, I'm assuming he has not seen it on Spearmint.
It felt great to me until the guesses came out.
Spearmint is not
I'm not
over
saying
here.
anything
this,
about
this
what
is
we've
autumn
already hit
mint
here,
over
but,
here.
That'd be cinnamon.
Yeah, this is definitely cinnamon.
cinnamon mint.
I believe that's more commonly called cinnamon. Excuse me.
Or Big Red.
So the
Trademark.
next descriptor I will give for this clue is going to be the words. I wasn't there. I really wasn't there.
You get 2 of them.
Yeah, I sure do. And I can't use any color names, so I'm not going to do that. And instead, I'm going to say. I'm so sorry. We're gonna call my round a wash. Grassy breeze.
Nice.
Grassy breeze.
Grassy
This is
breeze.
a really great clue.
Could be great. Could be really bad. Pick up some points on grassy breeze. It didn't work out. Guys. It didn't work out.
Oh no!
I've got a lot of respect
Wow.
for your clue giving skills. There it is. That's the grassy breeze right there. It's pretty clear. That's the
More of
spearmint
a,
as well.
Okay.
That's more like grassy LaCroix. You know, those little
That's lemongrass is what that is.
Washed out. Ooh,
All right,
lemongrass.
Hues and Cues, take 2.
No points.
Okay, I'm really glad that I got to be in first position after that clue. That
Yeah.
that really helps my score. All right. Okay.
I'm still in the lead, so I guess it behooved me to just.
Well, you don't have to give the second clue if you don't want to.
Oh, interesting.
It's totally optional. If you gave that first clue and everybody was dead on, you could just
Just
skip
say,
the second one.
carry on.
I'm getting all the points I'm going to get. All right. All right. We're just going to take this and have it be as easy as we can. I don't know what my second clue is going to be, but the first clue is going to be. Can I give my clue as like battleship, right? And I can say, B2, right? Can I do that? No.
No.
You could have said battleship. if you
2B?
wanted.
Could I say 2B?
That's an
I
interesting
think you
one.
have to say one word.
2B is one word. Okay, I'm sorry. That's me cheating in the
Is
game
it-
again.
Is it really?
Don't you remember the 2B? Oh no. Do you remember the 2Bs?
Yes, I remember
Two
2Bs.
Bs.
Yeah.
That's cheeky.
All right. Salmon. Salmon is my clue.
Oh no, we had a problem with this on the Bear Down video.
Yes, and I believe the problem originated with Gordon. So.
This is definitely salmon. If you don't get this right, then
Yep.
it's
All right.
it's 100% salmon.
Salmon. Okay. I'm gonna just call it a little bit of a differentiator there then. Go a little darker. How do you feel?
I mean, if he gives us a better clue, he gets more points.
This is a variant for next time. As everybody draws a card, you can think simultaneously about one that you like to give a clue for the future, and then the game will go a little faster.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Not that you need the game to go faster. It's fun to
Table talk.
make fun of clue givers.
Okay, so, That's so close. What do I want to say here? Jess's drink.
Ah, yeah. For anyone who doesn't work with Jess, who's off yonder,
It's,
Jess drinks a
it's
very
so-
specific drink.
It's so drinky, this drink.
The downside is that I might actually have it wrong. It's
Yeah.
just a really good clue.
It's a great clue.
No.
How was I up this one?
Oh, I want it to be just a little pinker.
Yeah, but we started with salmon, and we all kind of still had that in our brain. brains.
Yeah, well, but salmon, it was right here. I mean, that was a real good salmon.
Well, who's purple?
Me.
Glenn,
Let's go ask Justin to bring a drink back.
2 points.
3
for
points.
Glenn.
3 points for
Oh,
Glenn.
excuse me.
Yep.
3 points.
Oh.
I thought you had to be on this one to get 3 points.
He's got 1 on the outside and 2
Oh,
on the
excuse me.
inside.
I was going one by one, and then.
The corners. Let's talk about
you're
those
yellow, you
corners.
get 1
The
point.
corners still score a point.
And 1 point for being in a corner.
Wow.
Oh, I don't get a point for being in a corner. Yay!
I think you gave me 4 actually, because I was 1 behind Andy.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, it's like that's kind of salmon.
You score. Oh yeah.
I see where we're going there.
Good pull ahead there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Alrighty, well, that is how a round of Hues and Cues go. We'd probably play a couple rounds around the table if we were playing a whole game. Glenn's the victor this time. Thank you so much for joining us while we talked about a few of our favorite New Year's games today and played a couple new ones. If you'd like to see more videos like this when we post them, we play every Tuesday. Hit that subscribe button and you'll see those when we post them. We'll take a little hiatus here in December and then we'll be back in January. If you'd like other people to see our video, which we'd really appreciate, hit that like button. Easy to do and make sure that more people see the videos when we post them. And if you would like to stop into our stores and you're in the Milwaukee area, you can come on into our local brick and mortar shops. If you're not in the Milwaukee area, we can still chat with you on our virtual barrister chat service online. Thank you so much for watching and have a happy new year. We will see you next time.